Okay, so listen. I went over to meet the lady from the Couchsurfing, and basically, she has. Hello, lovers. Welcome back to Travel Snacks. Today, our journey takes us from Daytona Beach to West Palm Beach. Not too far of a drive. And in this episode, I try the Couchsurfing app for the first time, and it gets a little bit weird. So let's jump right in. Okay, so I'm just leaving Daytona Beach, but I didn't want to stay another night because last night I had such a hard time finding a place to sleep. And I kind of saw what I needed to see in Daytona, and I really want to get to West Palm Beach and start making my way further down the coast. When I got to West Palm Beach, I went straight to a Walmart and checked to see if they allowed overnight parking. And even though their parking lot was huge, they did not. So I drove around for quite a while, and the same issue that I've been having in South Florida, there's no curbs, there's no residential areas to park. So I decided to go to a Planet Fitness, and that particular Planet Fitness didn't give me the best feeling. But at that point I was so tired, so I just parked up under a tree and tried to go sleep, and that was that. In the morning, I just made myself some Too Good yogurt and a banana. I'm trying to get a little more healthy, so the protein in the morning is good for me. I need to try to be a little more thoughtful about how much sugar and carbs and junk I'm taking in. All right. I like to set goals for myself, and the first goal that I'm trying to hit on YouTube is 1,000 subscribers. And we're getting close, so if you could just hit that subscribe button, that'd be great. Hit the notification bell and throw a like on it. I ended up at the Planet Fitness parking lot, and it was one of the worst sleeps I had because some doofus was playing music in the parking lot all night. All I could hear was bass just thumping all night. And I was parked under a tree, and I don't know what was on it, like heavy leaves, but they would drop like one at a time, and it sounded like the door was jiggling or somebody was like touching the glass. And so I would wake up. So I woke up every half hour basically, and it was just terrible. I'm going to be in West Palm Beach again tonight, so I'm like, okay, I need to figure this out. So I've heard of Couchsurfing for a long time, and they have an app, so I signed up to it, and this lovely lady has said, yeah, you're welcome to stay in my house if you'd like, but if you want to just have a parking spot, you can too. So I'm going to head over to meet her now and see how it goes. Okay, so listen. I went over to meet the lady from the Couchsurfing, and basically she has two houses. One she lives in and one she just bought. But I really just needed a parking space, but she felt bad because she's like, well, I wouldn't want to sleep in my car, so maybe I could try to find like an air mattress, because there's like nothing in the house, like no bed, no couch, like nothing. And I was like, I mean, that'd be nice, but like, I don't know, like I just need a parking space. And then it just got a little awkward because like I was like, so do you want me to take the keys to your house? And she's like, no. And then she kind of clammed up. I don't know if she did, but like the vibe was that she was like, oh. But then I was thinking like, okay, but like if I don't take the keys when we meet up again, when I come back to like go to sleep, are you just gonna lock me into the house? Like I'm not gonna have the keys to be able to like leave. So when I asked, like, I know I'm not a creeper, but like I didn't know what she wanted me to do. Hold up. Let's take a pause here for a second. If you notice in this video that you're watching of me talking about this Couchsurfing experience, you might notice that I'm being a little bit cautious in the way that I'm telling the story. And it's because there was other things going on that I, at that point, did not want to talk about. But basically, when I went to go to this lady's house, when I went to go meet with her, first of all, she was like a half an hour late. Second of all, when I got there, she looked like she either hadn't slept in like 10 days, or she had been crying, or she was taking some some type of sedative. She was slightly slurring her words, but not like slurring like an alcoholic, but it just seemed like she was under a lot of stress. And then when we walked into the house, she was telling me a lot of stories about she's going through a divorce and her husband is very difficult, and it was very sad. And I was just like, oh my God, everything's gonna be okay. But she was basically saying like this new house that she just got like a week ago is the one that I would be staying at, and this is her house to try to get away from her husband. And like, I'm not saying any names, I'm not trying to like put anyone on blast, but I'm just saying that for this video, the reason that I didn't say so much is because I didn't want to make her feel bad. So hopefully she doesn't watch this video, but I want to be honest about the reason why this was such a weird experience for me. So all those things were coming into play in my mind. Like, this is a side tangent and you can skip this part if you want, but one time I saw like this old Oprah episode, and there was like this detective guy on there, and he was talking about like when people get like women getting abducted or like kidnapped or something, and he was saying like that like intuition feeling, that gut feeling you get, that's your one feeling, that is the feeling. So when you feel that feeling, go with your gut. Don't hesitate, don't worry about making people feel bad. You need to go with what you're feeling. And in this case, I didn't feel like she was doing anything malicious or anything shady. It's just that there was awkwardness. But I just didn't feel like I wanted to stay in the house. But I also was like, this is my feeling. This is what I want to do. So I sent her a text message and I was like, I don't need access to the house. I am going to sleep in my car. Is the parking spot still available? And she was like, are you sure? Yes, you could still park there, but are you really sure? And I was like, I am sure. I'm going to park outside of the house, no access, and that will hopefully give me a good night's rest. Now the second thing is I have my Hot Logic Mini cooking my dinner, and I think I played myself because I got a frozen meal and it usually takes about 2 hours. I had like this tinfoil piece under the frozen meal, and I think that was like acting as a barrier, so it was like staying cold for like, it's been like 2 hours and I'm hungry. It's 9:20 at night. I want to eat this. And so I'm just learning along the way. I mean, I would have just gotten fast food, but you know, I'm just really trying not to eat the fast food on this journey. So I'm just gonna like zip this back up and just let it keep cooking for 10 more minutes. A good night. What's wrong with my mattress? Like, my bed was very down. So I check, and the feet part of the mattress, because there's 2 parts to blow up, the feet part deflated. So that's the second mattress to deflate on me. So I tried to blow it up in the middle of the night, and it did, but then within maybe like a few minutes, the mattress was flat again. So clearly there's a hole. So today, today's supposed to be an explore day, but instead of exploring, I have to figure out how to fix that. But I need to find an area where I can take this out and figure out where the hole is. It's like a whole ordeal. So instead of exploring West Palm Beach, I'm in a parking garage at the mall trying to fix my mattress. So I have my patch kit. I also had to pull all of my bedding off, and now I have this kind of stuff just on it to kind of flatten it down, because I already put the, oops, probably sticking, but oh well, put the paper towel. Anyway, it's not pretty, but it's a patch, and as long as it works, I'm fine. But I am going to get in contact with the company that I hate people with loud mufflers, like the obnoxious loud, I'm gonna contact the company where I bought this air mattress. It's not good. Like, the seams are not strong enough, so I don't know. And then after this dries a little bit, I need to get on with my day and start exploring West Palm Beach. I indeed did not get to explore because I patched the hole. At that point, I'd spent over 3 hours working on this stupid mattress, and I was very upset. I knew that I needed to find another parking spot, and it was just getting later. I didn't get to explore. It was just a hard day. This was a Saturday afternoon, and so I was just like, you know what, let me just go park somewhere and try to find out where there's a church around here tomorrow for Sunday. I was looking up churches, and I found one, and they had a church service that night. So I was like, awesome, I'm in a mood and I really need the Lord. So I just drove over to the church for that night, and it was a wonderful, wonderful service. It really lifted my spirits. And then I decided to park in the same neighborhood as the lady lived with the Couchsurfing, but not in her spot, but just maybe 1 or 2 streets over. So I found a nice quiet spot and had a good night's sleep. Sometimes you go somewhere where you really think it's going to be exciting. Like, I always thought West Palm Beach was going to be like super fun and festive and awesome, and I didn't find too much there, but I think a lot of it was because I was so frustrated with so many things. But I think on my way back up the coast, I'm going to give it another try. But for now, it hasn't been my greatest experience.